May peace and blessings be upon you. Thank you so much for joining in this one video. We are going to have a discussion on one of the coolest things that I've been working for last 6 months, and I thought it was always on my mind to record a video on this one and share this concept with you. I don't know whether I was ready or not, but then I think now is the time that I'm recording it. I don't know when you're going to listen to it, but then I'm recording on 25th, 23rd of May 2022. 4 pillars of being dynamic introvert entrepreneur. So this name dynamic came into existence last Tuesday. Today is Wednesday, today is Monday, and last Tuesday I was having my birthday and I was a conversation like how can one become fierce entrepreneur? And one of the members said, Fazal, fierce is a very wild word because definition is wild in itself. It's kind of negative, and I have been talking about being a fierce introvert entrepreneur for last 6 months because I didn't like the word. But then when he said, Fazal, let's not call it fierce, let's call it dynamic. I was like, great. I searched for it and the fierce got converted into dynamic. So that was like the backstory of being dynamic, the word, the terminology, dynamic. So we are not becoming fierce because it's kind of a wild word in itself. We're going to have like 4 pillars of being dynamic introvert entrepreneurs. I am introvert. Being an entrepreneur. Adding a cool name, dynamic, uplifts and it elevates the whole journey in itself. So 4 pillars. What are the 4 pillars now? This is something that I've been working for like 6 months, kind of listing it down very slowly and subtly. So first point took like 2 months to come. Second point took 2 months again to come. Third month came like last probably 1.5 months back, and this point came like a month back, the 4th point. So point number 1 is, by the way, welcome, thank you so much for making this video part of your day. I'm going to talk about these cool things, four dynamic ways of doing things. Point number 1, the pillar number 1 is disruptive ideas. Now, talking about disruptive ideas, one of the coolest thing about disruptive ideas is we are creative whenever we are doing something. Now, being an introvert, one of the coolest thing that we have is we are observants. We observe a lot of things and don't say any of it. And when we say, we typically either are the best in the room or the worst inside the room. And I would give my bets on 60% we are the best inside the room. 69% we are the best inside the room. You know why? Because when we are observing things, we start doing things in our mind. It just does not come outside. But if someone asks if there's a conversation going inside the room, where should we go this weekend? Someone plans, we'll go there. You don't say anything because you are like an introvert. Like I don't even want to talk to you. I'm cool in my own mind. We are observants. We create, that's not going to work, that's not the better idea, that's not going to be the better idea. You create, this can be the better option, this can be the better option, this can be you are already working 1,000 times more inside your mind and listing down places you can visit on this weekend, and 69 to 70% this is going to be the best locations for the weekend. But it's just that it's not being vocalized. Point being, you are already, not bragging, with all humbleness, we are already ahead than the room because we have worked it so many times. We worked it, will that place be better? No, that's not better. Will that? We keep on calculating and tweaking a lot of things within us. So when it typically comes outside, everyone chooses that location because you have already worked 1,000 times. They have already worked 2 times. You have worked 1,000 times already. So talking about it, disruptive ideas is something it naturally comes to introverts. From my perspective, it naturally comes. It is always going to be the game changer. It's always going, not always, but 70% is going to be the game changer, life changer in a lot of ways. So one of the members, I was having conversation and I just asked her one question. If you sell the course that you're creating, how is it going to impact your community members? She did not even think about it. She just said, this is going to change their life immensely for them. Life badal ke rakh degi, this course. And I was like, I like the way you said so openly and without even thinking about it, just with the flow. Instantly. No filter to it. That's what a disruptive idea can do. You don't need to have, like, one of the things that I've written for you is you are bringing you to the table. You're not bringing unique idea. to the table. You're not bringing different idea to the table. You are bringing you to the table. When you bring you to the table, you yourself are going to have a perspective with your challenges, with your experiences, with your uniqueness. You are you. No matter what idea you bring in, that's the greatest possible idea you're bringing to the table at that moment with the greatest ability that I've ever got. Disruptive ideas. Point number two. And point number two is this is something that I've taken from this book. Ethics from John and Maxwell. This one. This is one of the coolest books that I read. And it's a short book, 100 pages book, and it's a very short book. And one of the core theme lines of this one book was, how do I want to be treated in this situation? If you go to a restaurant and you are not being treated in a certain way, how do you want to be treated in that particular moment? You go buy milk from a shop, for example. How do you want to be treated in that way? Because there are times when you are being treated so great, and there are times when you are treated like trash in front of people. How do you want to be treated? That's the most important. That's like the second pillar of being done. It's like, if you can say, okay, this is how they treated me, like a trash. This has to be rule inside my business, inside my community. We should not be treating people nothing close to this one. Nothing close to this one. This is a very bad feeling. It puts a person down. We are not going to do what that person did to me. Rule. One part of it. The alternate part of it, not the alternate part of the next part of it, is like when you go to a restaurant, someone treats you so nice. The waiter comes and talks to you, the people comes and talks to you, you go buy milk, like that guy just not gives you milk, but then gives you a sample of it, and sample of that thing, you're being treated like the greatest person of the whole planet, in a way. And he's like, I have never been treated in that way. It's so nice, it's so heartwarming. I am going to treat my consumers, my customers, my students, my members, something like that. Rule. I'm going to treat them like that. Nothing below that standard, because they have already maintained a standard. I'm going to maintain that standard here as well, so that they feel belonged. Point number two. Okay, how do you want to be treated in that direction? Phil. Point number three is something that I've kind of figured out a month and a half back, which is very nice. Is I don't know how many of us are going to actually stick with it, because I have stuck with it for like good, say, a year now. And again, this is a matter of practice. Point number three is starting abruptly. When we plan a lot of things, introverts, when we plan, we just keep on planning. But what has actually helped me, I don't know about others, but then what has actually literally helped me is starting abruptly. I'll give you a small example. I woke up one day at, say, 11ish AM. It was 6th of September 2021. I have been working out for the whole year. I have worked out in the month of 2021. Worked out few days in January, few days in February, few days in March, April, May, June, July, August, all the way to August. I've kind of worked like 2 days here, 5 days here, 2 days here, 5 days here, 5 days here, 20 days here. It was not on a consistent basis, but that kind of maintained it. Now, when I woke up on September 26th, the first thing I did, I need to start working out starting today. And I changed to my workout clothes and I started workout immediately. It was not even 5 minutes when I opened my eyes. I still remember that. I started working on 10 minutes of workout. Done. I had no plan of starting it. I had no intention of starting it. I had no idea that I'm going to start it. I'm just going to start it, test it out. And I did that. I maintained that consistency for 86 days after that. Close to 90 days. Then I was so sick. I did those days. I did workouts when I was having food poisoning. When I was not eating well. I did workouts on all those days. But there came a point where I was so sick I couldn't even bend down because my back was paining and I was having like very bad fever. I couldn't continue. That was when I broke that momentum. 86 days of consistency. And then I kind of picked up in September, October, November. I did 3 months, 86 days. And again, I took a break of December. I did not work out a single day in December. January 1st I started, and today is 23rd of May. and I have been doing workout for last, I'm going to share it with you, 42, 43. 143rd day has been today. 134, 140, not 130, 143rd day. 143, 143rd day has been today. So when you start something abruptly, it so happens that when I start things abruptly, I don't have a plan. So the moment you start something, my goal is, okay, I should not break the chain of it. I should not break the momentum of it. And this generally happens when you are not in a mood to do and you started doing something, and that in itself becomes a win for you. Now, if that becomes a win for you, you want to maintain the consistency. And the biggest accountability that you can have is yourself. You keep on writing it. How did I picked up the journal like the way it's like, okay, I'm on my 143rd day because I'm self-accountable to it. I don't want to miss a single day, because if I'm, you know what will happen when I miss workout tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow I have to start writing day one again. Do you think I'm going to have a good feeling about it? I'm going to feel pathetic about it. I'm going to feel pathetic for next 143 days. Just to break this record, I'm going to feel pathetic for next 143 days. 5 months. It just cannot happen. So when you start thinking abruptly, what happens is you build a momentum, you build accountability, and you take care of momentum takes care of you. You do this and see what happens. Moving on to fourth point, this is something that I've got like a month back, and this list is going to grow big, but then I'm taking its time to grow and let it sink in. Let me do things. Let me sink in. Let me also let me live it, then share it with you. So 3 things I'm gonna share it with you. The 4th thing is something that I'm not yet there yet. This came like a month back, and I was like, okay, this is a great thought to live by, but then I still haven't lived by it, but I'm going to share it with you. The 4th point is something very cool. How can you become that fierce? How can you become that dynamic introvert entrepreneur? Is the 4th point going to be very powerful when we actually start living by it. I say what I do. I do what I say. I don't have to give explanations today. I say what I do. I do what I say. Now, I don't have much of an explanation on this one because I haven't lived it by far. I'm doing it, I'm not doing it, I'm saying it, I'm not doing it. So there's like a good disconnect with myself. So I just wanted to add this 4th point and conclude the video over here. You can see and it can have these pillars as the goal of being dynamic introvert entrepreneur, and see how this goes. And the last point is something that I am applying it to myself, failing at it, applying to myself and failing at it. So I'm not failing at it, I'm struggling with it. And there's a huge difference between failing and struggling. Failing is you're failing, struggling something you are succeeding, failing, succeeding, failing, succeeding, failing. So something that I've learned from Alex. So these 4 things are going to make you these 4 are the pillars of being dynamic introvert entrepreneurs. Apply it, see how it goes for you, and that brings us to the conclusion of this one. I'm going to see you in another exciting video. Thank you so much for making this video topic me a part of your day, and we are going to see you in another exciting video. Thank you so much. May peace and blessings be upon you and your loved ones.
سبيل الدموع سبيل مريح تنهدى